Hi everybody and good morning. It's me, Debbie from the Fancy Stamper. I know it's been a little while, but I have a couple things to show you this morning and I can't wait to get started. This is a really cute project and I saw it online. Another demonstrator was showing it, Rhonda Wade, and she had such great ideas for our leftover 12 by 12 pieces of designer paper that I wanted to share with you guys. Kind of put my own spin on it, and you'll see what those things are when I show them to you, but I did want to share it because I know you guys, a lot of you are like me, and we do tend to sort of hoard these things. I don't want to say hoard, we just collect. So here's something that I already made, but I'm going to walk you through and show you how to do it. One piece of 12 by 12 paper will give you this beautiful envelope, this trifold card, which is adorable, and this cute little gift bag. And you could put like a gift card in there, you could put, gosh, anything. You could put lip gloss. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So this is what we're gonna make with our one sheet of designer paper. And I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm gonna walk you through it. Now you don't need much besides your one piece of designer paper. You are also going to need some coordinating color paper. So this, let's say you had a piece of paper like this from one of our, this is still current, but it will be not current on June 1st. So anyway, this is one of those papers. I'm not gonna use this one today, but this is the size you're gonna need, 12 by 12, and you need a coordinating color that will go with this color. So what I chose to do is make a card using one of my favorite stamp sets, this one, Coffee Cafe, and this paper that you see. It's just beautiful, and I really loved this designer paper. So we're gonna go ahead and use this. So first things first, you're gonna get your 12 by 12 paper and you're going to cut it. Your first cut is going to be at 5.5 inches, so it's gonna be 5.5 by 12. And this is gonna be your first piece. Now just a quick reminder, and I'll have all the measurements down below for you guys somewhere in the video. Just a reminder, when you're working with a pattern like this one here isn't gonna matter. So if you had something like this, don't worry about it so much because it doesn't matter which way you score. But if you have this one, you're gonna have to worry about which way to score because if you score the wrong way, your design might be upside down, okay? And you don't want it upside down. You don't want it to be this way, you want it to be this way. All right, so the scores are gonna be at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. So you're gonna score at 4 1/4 and 8 1/2. What I did was I just turned it around and I scored that way so that when I folded it, it's going to be your trifold and it will fold like this. Okay, so you understand what I mean about this? Yeah, I think you do. Okay, so you have that part done. And then the rest of what you're gonna need is, you're going to need some pieces of Whisper White or Berry Vanilla, whatever you think will go with what you have. And this background is white, so I'm gonna go with Whisper White. And these pieces are gonna be 3 by 4, so you need one for this side and one for the inside. And then you're gonna need some colored designer paper to go underneath. You can use designer paper in this case, or you can use cardstock. I didn't want to pull out my cardstock, so I just used another piece of the designer paper from the same series. It's this piece, and I thought that would go good. And this size is this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So you're gonna have 2 of these and 2 of these. So you got those cut. And then last but not least, your very inside panel right here is going to be, the colored piece is going to be, what am I trying to say here? This piece is 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'm trying to read it and I'm not doing a very good job, am I? Okay, so this is 4 inches by 5 1/4 and this white piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, so now you have everything cut, hopefully. We've already scored and folded this piece, so we're gonna put it to the side and we're gonna work on our decorations. Now, there is a little stamping in here, okay? I promise. So this piece had some extra pieces left over, and remember, one of those pieces you're gonna use for your envelope flap. So, but there's still another little piece that you can use, and so what I did was I cut out some of these little cute designs because I just think they're super cute. I know a lot of you guys don't like to fussy cut. Don't worry. You can always pull out this card, this stamping set, and you can find something you like in here and use the sentiment there. Or another thing I did was I like the sentiments here in the Sunshine Sayings, which is still going to be current. So I went ahead and used some of these as well. So we are going to do a little bit of stamping, and we're going to do that now. So I'm going to put these right here, and I'm going to put my little cute little designs here and pull out this little piece of 1/2-inch strip and get my little sayings. I decided to use from this set. I used Love and Is on the Way, because I think that's very important. Love's on the way. Don't fear, love is on the way. Don't freak out. So just gonna give myself a test run there. Okay, that looks good. And I'm using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink for now. So I just want to stamp that on there. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it, but I'm just going to go ahead and get this one on here too. Give myself a test stamp. I'll put this one right here. Okay, those are done. Put this ink away. All right, and what I'm going to use is, a lot of times what I'll do on these is I'll just color around the edges with some kind of a marker that coordinates. But in this case, I'm using another piece of this little designer paper that we had because I had a bunch of this left over. So I just cut a piece of that so I can go ahead and put it on top. And for that, I am going to use, why don't I just use this? I think that's a good idea. I think I'll just go ahead and adhere this down. You can use any kind of double stick tape you have. I have fast fuse and I have my snail. I'm just using up some of my fast fuse because it's going to be retiring soon, but you can use whatever you want. In this case, you could even use glue. And just try to get it on there as straight as you can. Okay, and the other thing this is going to do, because it's designer paper, it's going to kind of make the inside layers a little bit more sturdy, which you definitely want. All right, so now we're going to work on the two panels. One is for the front and one is for the inside first panel. And on here, we are going to use this little guy here. It's going to be looking like it's pouring. And then one of these little cups. So we'll get these guys adhered on here. I'm not going to pop these up. I'm just going to go ahead and get them adhered where I want. And like I said, this one looks like it's kind of pouring right here. This stuff, and I am going to tie a little bit of a bow here. Not really a bow, it's just gonna kind of look like sort of, I don't know what it's gonna look like. Let's just look and see. So all I'm gonna do is bring it up here. I doubled it, and I will tie it in a knot. And I like using whatever you're using to adhere with all the way around so we don't get any lift up or anything. So this is gonna go right here, pretty much centered. And I will be popping these little two guys up. So grab my dimensionals which I heard are on back order right now, but you know what? It's okay. Go ahead and order them anyway. When they come in, Stampin' Up! Is great to send them out to you. So just whatever you need, go ahead and order it. As long as it doesn't say not orderable, you can order it. And this is gonna go up here on the top. Love is definitely on the way. I love that saying. This could be good to send to someone far away, someone having a tough time, even someone with a birthday. Well, it's always nice to hear that love is on the way, isn't it? In case you're wondering what this is my current host code. It's good until June 4th. And if you order on my shopping page, which is up here, but I'll have it listed below too, you can get a free gift from me by using my host code. Now, if your order is more than $150, don't use my host code, and I will still give you a gift. Anyway, this one's gonna go down here on this side, so it kind of balances out that other one. So we'll put it right here. All right, perfect. Now set it to the side and do the next one. And I'm also going to use this glue. So what I like to do is I like to just use, I like to just put the glue on the envelope. And the reason for that is then that way I don't have to worry about the designer paper. I just put it on the envelope, and whatever's left over, I just trim it off. I'll show you. So just kind of smear around. And this stuff is really tacky and it dries fairly quick, so you don't have to worry. Okay, I just line up that line, get it up there, press it down. Just gonna let it sit there for a second, but I'm actually gonna start trimming it away now, and then I'll let it dry by itself. So I just trim off the excess. You don't have to be too careful, just careful enough. And remember, these little snips are super sharp, so if you have these from Stampin' Up, just be careful if you don't get yourself, because it hurts. Okay, great. So there's that. And we're gonna let that dry over here. And the last thing we have is this little gift bag. I just want to show you this real quick. It's very simple. So the other piece that you had of that designer paper, this is the leftover. It's 6.5 by 12, because that's what you had left over when you cut off your 5.5 piece, right? So you don't need the full 12. So you're gonna cut off 9.5. That's gonna leave you that little extra piece for your envelope, remember? So we're gonna take our paper trimmer and go to the 9.5 mark. And 9.5 is right here. Trim that down. So this would have been your piece for the envelope. We're not going to need it because we used a different piece. And this is the one we're going to go ahead and score. Okay, so you might as well leave your paper trimmer out because it's got that great scoring blade. And here's where you're going to score. And I know you've done this one before. Those of you who've already done these little bags, they're super simple. So you're just going to go to 2 inches. Then 4 inches. And make sure on the designer paper you're not pushing super hard because you can break it. So just remember, it's not cardstock. Cardstock, you might have to push a little harder. Next is 6 inches, and last is going to be 8 inches. So it's 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay? And then last but not least, you're going to flip it. I'm going to do it one more time down here at 2. Okay? So let's get that last one scored, and then we can start folding. All right, we'll move this guy out of the way again. This is kind of hard to see, especially on the camera, but I can see it. So I'm gonna just start folding. And I have my bone folder in here, but I just found out something. I didn't realize that the bone folders were actually made out of bone. Did not realize that. And then fold the bottom up. This one little small section over here, we don't need it, so I'm gonna get rid of it. So I'm gonna trim that out right now so we don't have it anymore. I won't get into any trouble, any mischief. Okay, so this is gone. And then on each of these other little lines down here, we're just gonna trim to this one mark, okay? So we'll just trim them all right to here. So we're gonna end up with 4 flaps. And I will show you what we're gonna do. It's super duper simple. Okay, first things first is we fold this over like that, and we fold this over like that. This is the part we're gonna put glue on, and we're gonna tuck it under and then glue it on down. So I'm gonna put the glue here, same glue we just used. Again, I'm just gonna, you can also use snail, you can use, if you still have some of the fast fuse, you can use that, anything you want here. But I like this again because it's real tacky and it gets the job done really quick. So I love to use this stuff. I always have some of this around. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this down like that. I'm gonna fold this right over and it'll meet. We just go ahead and fold that down. So now that's gonna be drying. And while that's drying, I'm going to kind of open these up like that. And now I'm gonna do this. Now on this side, I am gonna use snail just because it's a little easier. And I will snail 3 of them. So one will not have anything on it. So there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, the ones that you went ahead and used the snail on, those are the ones that are gonna go down first. The one with nothing on it is gonna go last, okay? So I'll show you. Here's the one, see it's sticky. See, can you tell? And then here's the last one. All right, and then there you go. So now you have the beginnings of your little box. So what I do is I just do a little pinch right up here, or right up here, whichever, and that's how I close it. I usually take my hole punch. You don't have to, but I do. I do my hole punch and I do a couple holes, and I usually tie it with some kind of cord or maybe a little slim ribbon. Whatever I have, the 1/8 inch ribbon works really well. Whatever you want to do is fine. Some people, this is another thing I've seen, they fold it out like this and then they glue it together, and then they might put some ribbon up here, but you can do whatever you want. I love the way it looks like this. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to put it to the side. So let's see what we got now. We got this. We're really done, aren't we? We have our really super cute card. Oh my gosh, that's adorable, if I don't mind saying so for myself. And then we have our little baggie. So wasn't this nice? It was really, really fun, really, really easy. I brought the Wink of Stella out because sometimes on my projects, like on this one, I'll hit it with a little Wink of Stella. Sometimes I put some rhinestones. We have basic rhinestones all over the place. You can do whatever you want. This is just a different example of what I use the Memories and More cards in here. I use the little sticker packs. So you can use whatever you want on these cards. This is actually a stamp. But it's super easy, super quick, a great way to use up all of that 12 by 12 designer paper. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.